When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your A game.
Here we go again.
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform, man. Much love. Salute to everybody, and we back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to give my reaction to the Lil Nas X Moderno video. I hear it's a lot of backlash behind this. And I think the problem is it's not being looked at in the way that it's actually being put out there. See, what Lil Nas X is promoting is he's promoting an agenda to the youth that has constantly been pushed over and over again. It's just has been packaged a different way. You see now with the whole progressive talk and living in a diverse environment and just a lot of these different little terms that they come out with, intersectionality, and they've used those things to kind of be able to promote and substantially promote what they're trying to promote to the youth. Now, I don't have a problem with Lil Nas X. I don't have a problem with his sexuality. What I have a problem with is him promoting it in a way where he's not promoting his sexuality, but he's selling something behind it. See, I'm not really into programming children. And when I say programming children, I mean in a way of turning them into materialistic zombies. Because that is what you actually get from worshiping what Lil Nas X was showing he worships. Now, I usually will discuss this a little bit occultly, but we're not going to do that. Y'all can check out my occult series. Just go to my esoteric playlist. That's in the playlist section, and y'all can check that out. But Lil Nas X, what he's promoting on the surface to young men is it doesn't matter about who you are as a person. You can always trade in who you are as a person for money. You can do debaucherous things and still be seen as a man. See, this is what this is telling young men. Because if you want to worship whatever you want to worship, if you want to do whatever you want to do sexually, that's cool. That's cool. But they're using Little Nas X for a reason. It is because he is the new face of these new generation of children that are coming up and who are like him. He's their face. He's their leader. And like I always tell y'all, this is a spiritual war. So what he's actually doing is he's tapping into the subconscious of these youth, especially these young men. Because these young men, especially young black men, they know that we come from poverty. They know that we come from poverty, but they also know too that there's a lot of young black men in the hood who didn't grow up thugging, who didn't grow up outside, who didn't grow up having to be tough and having to defend themselves and, you know, do certain things. There's a lot of young black men that grew up in the hood who are like that too. You see? So this is the audience that Little Nas X speaks to. But see, my problem with that is he's not teaching these young men to value themselves. He's teaching them to value money. That's what he's teaching them. He's teaching them to value the outside world. He's not teaching He's not teaching young black men in particular. He's not teaching them to have a value system. He's not letting them know that before you get the money, before you get rich, before you get the jewelry, before you get all of that, you have to have a spiritual value. You have to have a belief system. You have to believe in things. You have to believe in God. You have to believe in yourself. See, that's not what he's telling them. He's actually telling them, hey, listen, you can actually believe in Satan and worship Satan and get all of the things that you want. Satan will grant your wishes. You don't have to worship God. You can worship Satan. Satan could be your God, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. And we have to watch and we have to constantly speak on these types of things, brothers, because this is how the youth is being led. The youth is being led through this type of stuff. The youth is not being led through a value system. There's nobody telling the youth, yo, you got to value your spirituality, your health, your family, your appearance, and your dwelling. You got to value that first. That's the building blocks of a man. See, they not telling them that. What Little Nas X is saying is, listen, all you need is money. You could believe in whoever. You could believe in the devil. You could worship the devil. Because it's about money at the end of the day. It's about you getting these sponsorships and you being able to promote and get these checks. It don't matter who you worship. It don't matter who you believe in. It doesn't matter if you have a moral compass. It doesn't matter if you have integrity. It doesn't even matter if you have your masculinity. And that is the problem that I have with Little Nas X and this whole Moderno thing. Because you got to understand, music and art are all symbols in the mind. So these images that these young men are going to see is going to play back in their mind, and it's going to play back in different ways. And they're going to respond and react in certain ways too. So that programming that he put out there, man, is just him reassuring the people who run his value system that, hey, I'm doing my job. And we all know what value system that is, and we all know who runs that value system. And this is the problem that I have. Young men, we need this 10 life value system. We need to understand that the internal 5 is the building blocks of a man. And it's also the destruction of a man, because this is why Little Nas X chooses to be feminine and choose to represent femininity and not masculinity, because his masculinity was for sale. His spiritual value had dollars and cents attached to it. It had a numerical value. You see? And whenever you put numbers on your integrity, whenever you put numbers on your honesty, on your morality, you'll end up doing what you saw Little Nas X doing in that video. This is just the beginning. The Little Pumps and all of these other kids that you see coming out, this is just the beginning. There's a whole generation of these youth being brought up right now. They're already here. And they got a spokesperson. His name is Little Nas X. So I'm going to continue to watch Little Nas X and the moves that he making. I'm going to continue to speak on this, because the young men need a real voice with a real value system. A system that teaches you to value your spirituality, your health, your family, your appearance, your dwelling, your mobility, your education, your professionalism, your leisure, and then your wealth. See, these young men need that value system, not the value system of everything will be okay once we get the bag. So drop your opinions down in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about the video. Let me know how you feel about this whole Moderno thing and what's going on with Little Nas X, man. And make sure y'all get down in the description box and join this A-game, fellas. Join this A-game lifestyle. Get down in the description box. At your checkout, type in promo code SHEEP and the number 10. That's SHEEP and the number 10 as your promo code at the checkout to get a discount off on your purchase. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. Peace.
When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your A game.